Should I start, sir?
Mr. Chief, sir.
Please. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am grateful to Almighty Allah and people of Sindh for having bestowed upon us the honor and privilege to stand before this honorable house and to present this first
Please order in the house.
After 2013 election, in which we have tried to provide relief in spite of financial constraints, keeping in view the vision of our leaders, Shaheed Zulfikar Ali Bhutto and Shaheed Benazir Sahiba Bhutto.
Mr. Speaker, we all are here to serve a purpose. Let me put it in the words of my leader, mentor and architect of our democracy, Qaid-e-Awam Shaheed Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, that power must pass to people, or otherwise everything will perish. Our sole purpose is to empower the people who have reposed their trust in this house, in the system. Let me remind you all that this house stands because of the sacrifices made by our leaders Shaheed Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, Shaheed Benazir Bhutto, and the sacrifices made by the workers of Pakistan People's Party of Sindh. We are here to ensure that voice of people gets heard, so that democracy sustains, so that people can live their lives in accordance with their beliefs, so that this land can flourish and develop. As a humble worker of Pakistan People's Party, I am highly honored to have been re-elected. I am thankful to God and people of Sindh for reposing confidence in Pakistan People's Party and its leadership. By re-electing our government, people have preferred continuity. People have preferred our policies and contribution we made during last 5 years to the promises of our opponents. But above all, our victory is due to the great sacrifice of our leader, Shaheed Benazir Bhutto. He lived in the hearts of people and will always be a major source of inspiration for us. Mr. Speaker, we have been re-elected on the basis of our performance during last tenure of this People's House, and I want to assure this House and my people that we will not let the sacrifices of our great leaders and people to go in vain. Sindh will prosper and so will Pakistan. I take this opportunity to welcome the mandate given to Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz at the federal level. It is our desire to work in close coordination with the federal government in the larger interest of the people of Pakistan and people of Sindh. We expect that federal government would support us in all our genuine endeavors. Mr. Speaker, we have created history under the guidance of President of Islamic Republic of Pakistan, Mr. Asif Ali Zardari. We have seen peaceful evolution of our nascent democracy, a peaceful as against budget estimates of rupees 59.3 billion. The grant to offset losses of abolition of OZT of rupees 8.3 billion is revised to rupees 7.2 billion. The total federal receipts for the outgoing year are estimated at rupees 333 billion as against budgetary allocation of rupees 381.91 billion. As against the budget estimates of rupees 96.6 billion, provincial tax, non-tax receipts are revised to rupees 100.7. This is the performance of provincial government, Mr. Speaker, sir, that as against the estimates of rupees 96, we have gone up to 100 billion. 0.7, indicating 19% increase from revised estimates for last financial year. This includes GST on services provincial and advances from social relief fund. The current revenue expenditure for 12-13 has been revised upward at rupees 342 billion as against budget estimates of rupees 315.3 billion. The increase is mainly due to increase in employee-related expenditure. The revised estimates for provincial ADP is rupees 97.5 billion against the budgetary estimates of rupees 181 billion. Now this is because, sir, of the gap of 3 months caretaker government. So in all, we were left with about 8 months, and with 8 months at our disposal, we have spent 97.5 billion for development schemes. This significant downward revision is on account of huge shortfall also in federal transfers during current year. Now, sir, budget estimates for 2013 and 14. Estimated revenue receipts from federal divisible pool for financial year 13-14 are rupees 332 billion, which is 5.9% increase over budget estimates of 12-13. Receipts under state transfers are estimated at rupees 67.1 billion, which is higher than last year's budget estimates of rupees 59.3 billion. Provincial own receipts are estimated at rupees 120 billion, as against like 97 billion last year. The estimates for provincial own receipts include collection of sales tax on services provincial of rupees 42 billion. This year it was 32 billion collection for sales tax, and next year we estimate 42 billion, 10 billion more we will collect. This will be our performance so far our own taxes are concerned. Mr. Speaker, the current revenue expenditure for financial year 13-14 is estimated at 355.9 billion, which is 4.1% increase over revised estimates of rupees 342.1 billion for financial year 12-13. The focus of this budget is the optimal utilization of the resources to achieve our objectives of socio-economic development. To continue our march to progress, we have made a historically high allocation of rupees, as I said, 185 billion for our annual development program. This reflects our resolve to bring significant improvement in the life of common man by investing in health, education, infrastructure, and human resource development. Mr. Speaker, I am glad to announce here a raise in the salary of government servants. The government of Pakistan People's Party has always taken pride in providing relief to poor and fixed income groups, and we will continue to do that. Keeping in view the hardships faced by the lower grade employees, I announce a raise of 15% in salaries of grade 1 to 15 employees. The salaries of grade 16 and above employees are being enhanced by 10%. The pensions of employees will be raised by 10%. The minimum pension has been increased from rupees 3,000 per month to rupees 5,000 per month. Mr. Speaker, as I said, topmost on our agenda is law and order. We are being challenged by miscreants and terrorists who are trying to destroy the peace and tranquility of our province. But I assure you, sir, that they will never be successful, as we stand united and firm against them. We are determined and our resolve is unwavering that we will not give way to these terrors. I salute the citizens who were martyred. I salute the personnel of rangers and police who have given their precious lives to protect us. I salute them for their sincere efforts to bring peace to this land. We all know there can never be prosperity without peace. During the concluding financial year, we strengthened the police department by procuring APCs worth 1.242 billion. Similarly, an amount of rupees 2.79 billion was spent to strengthen the law enforcing agencies, which include provisioning of GSM locator facility for police. We never forgot the sacrifices of our Jawan and people who have embraced martyrdom. Sir, rupees 400 million were humbly contributed as compensation for the victims of families. Mr. Speaker, the law and order budget for the next financial year stands at rupees 48.63 billion as against 32 billion last year, 10 billion more. But further I will tell you what we are doing for the police and law enforcing agencies. Sir, this amount is second largest sector after education. Sir, it is said, we have mentioned that we will create 10,000 posts, but I announced 20,000 posts today in police. We can even enhance, if these circumstances are such, will go up to 40,000 police personnel in the current year. We are trying to mobilize additional resources through new fiscal measures, which will enable us to increase the number of new posts for the police. The staff recruited against these posts will be given high quality rigorous training to turn them into a strong and professional workforce. This trained workforce is expected to give us better results in combating organized crime. In recent years, we have achieved some success in detecting crimes and foiling the criminal attempts by embracing new technologies to improve surveillance. To further strengthen our systems in Karachi, rupees 400 million have been reserved for purchase and installation of surveillance cameras. Also, in an effort to control the proliferation of illegal arms, we have introduced computerized arms licensing system with rupees 1650 million for the next financial year 13-14.
जरा ऊपर गैलरी में प्लीज कीप क्वाइट.
With this, we will able to keep an effective check over sale and purchase of arms. Mr. Speaker, the most important other sector is job creation and employment opportunity. This was the commitment of our great leader, Sayyid Benazir Bhutto, and we are following in the footsteps of Sayyid Benazir Bhutto Sahib. It is the prime responsibility of a government to create employment. By boosting economic activity, we not only provided direct jobs to our youth in government department, but also implemented programs of technical and vocational training to enable our youth to get employment in private sector. Mr. Speaker, I may be allowed to inform this August House that our government has given employment to 2 lakh persons during more than 2 lakh persons during last 5 years. This is not an ordinary job, sir. To employ or get employment for 2 lakh people, young ones, is not an ordinary performance. Similarly, sir, I announce that plan to provide 1,50,000 jobs during next 5 years in police, education, health. Mr. Speaker, sir, I announce that during next 5 years, 1,50,000 jobs will be created in police, education, health, agriculture, and poverty alleviation initiatives on merit. One of the most important sector for generating employment is step-on. Mr. Speaker, realizing the importance of technical education and vocational training in promoting the employability of youth, productivity and poverty alleviation through social economic development, the government of Sindh has made skill development a political priority. The establishment of Sindh Technical Education and Vocational Training Authority is stepped out to streamline, regulate and promote skill development programs in the province is a major step towards this direction. A number of initiatives were taken by this organization. In 2012-13, to improve the quality of trainings for greater employability of youth of Sindh, the major achievements include employable technical training to more than 1 lakh youth, public sector partnership with reputable organizations and NGOs, that is Anglo Hunar Foundation, Pakistan Air Force, British Petroleum. These are partners with us so far technical training is concerned to youth. Sir, development of Sindh Skills Strategy from 2012 to 17 in collaboration with International Labour Organization. Number 2, institutionalization, career counseling, vocational guidance and placement service. 3, introduction of entrepreneurship training program for promoting self-employment in 30 institutions. Strengthening partnership with industry and promotion of apprenticeship program under TEBT Farms projects funded by GIZ, European Union, Netherlands and Republic of Germany. They are participating with, keeping in view the importance of this program and popularity of this program. They are participating with us. Mr. Speaker, establishment of training and production units with the support of ILO and state of own resources. One of the important programs in this connection is Budget-17-06-2013 initiative. Government of Pakistan launched the Benazir Income Support Program BISP in order to provide financial assistance to poor segments of the society, especially the women. The BISP, on the request of the Government of Sindh, launched the Budget-17-06-2013 in January 2012, which is to benefit 34,000 families by providing an interest-free loan of 3 lakh to each, along with basic business enterprise development related training. The total outlay for this venture expected at rupees 12 billion, which is the Government of Sindh, and the Government of Sindh is committed to meet from its own resources. Youth development. Mr. Speaker, our talented youth is our future. Their success in life will determine whether we are successful or not. They are the future of this country. We had started the Shahid Benazir Bhutto Youth Development Program. Youth have been trained. Over 2 lakh youth have been trained during last 3 years. And members of province. For their revival. The objective is to boost the economy of the smaller towns and to generate employment opportunities there, which will also reduce pressure of migrants on the dwindling infrastructure of the bigger cities. Mr. Speaker, our government is committed to improve the financial condition of poorest of poor through targeted subsidies. The successful Benazir Income Support Program is prime example of that. To give a boost to this poor-friendly initiative of President Asfali Zardari, Government of Sindh is also launching its own version of Benazir Income Support Program. We have allocated rupees 2 billion to start this program, which will be used to make direct cash transfers to poorest of poor women using BISP database. In addition, during the next financial year 13-14, an amount of rupees 1 billion will be used for establishment of housing for poor in Sindh. Also, Sindh government has taken an initiative to provide 50,000 plots of 80 and 120 yards to poorest of poor in the major urban centers of Sindh. The plots will be fully developed with essential civic amenities. For said purpose, an amount of rupees 1 billion has been kept in financial year 13-14. Mr. Speaker, it was a dream of Shahid Benazir Bhutto to see the women of this country actively and equally participating in all walks of life. Sindh government is committed to actualize the dream of our Shahid leader. We have adopted three-pronged strategies for this purpose. Number one, economic empowerment, legal empowerment, social empowerment. During the current financial year, an allocation of rupees 497 million was made to achieve this objective. For the next financial year 13-14, the allocation is increased to rupees 749.52 million. Mr. Speaker, Sindh government is determined to successfully uplift the socio-economic conditions of vulnerable population groups. In the year 2008-9, the government had launched the union count-based poverty reduction program in 2 districts of Sindh with the objective to reduce poverty, improve quality of life of marginalized communities, capacity development, asset creation, and income generation. The program was extended to 2 more districts in the year 2010. By grace of Almighty Allah, the program has made immense success. 3,43,084 households have been organized at community level. 8,072 low-cost houses have been provided to shelterless families. Interest-free loans to 1,04,000. 1,04,652 women. 1,059 water supply schemes. 162 schools functionalized. 157 union councils covered in this program of poverty alleviation at the union level. In the next financial year, 3 more districts will be added in the program. We might increase the number to 5, Mr. Speaker. That is Badin, Umarkot and Khairpur. Mr. Speaker, the other important sector is education. Father of our nation, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, once said that there is no doubt that the future of our state will and must greatly depend upon the type of education we give to our children. We aim at bringing all our children to schools and give them quality education. Education that will open the doors of opportunity and success. Education that is surest way to bring prosperity to our land. In budgetary terms, Education Department is the largest department of Sindh government. In the current financial year, the ADP allocation for education sector was rupees 12 billion. For the next financial year, we have increased the volume of ADP to rupees 13.48 billion. On the current expenditure side, Mr. Speaker, the budget allocation of education for next financial year 13-14 is rupees 180.74 billion. Sindh Education Reform Program. We plan to initiate the Sindh Education Reform Program, for which the World Bank has agreed to provide an amount of $400 million for a period of 4 years till June 2007. SURF 2 is not simply the second phase of SURF, it has drawn lessons from its SURF implementation experience to arrive at an improved program. The project development objective is to raise school participation by improving sector governance and accountability and strengthening administrative system and to measure student achievement. The main targets of the program are school specific budget, preparation of school budgets both, following transparent, objective and need-based criteria, school management committees, strengthening due diligence, fiduciary management and support for SMC grant provision and used to improve resources by community identifying school improvement investments. School system consolidation, merging of schools, merging of district government schools that share the same building, same compound or are in close proximity and cater to the same local child population into single school and their reorganization and strengthening to functioning as a single school. Teacher management, teacher licensing, strengthening merit and need-based teacher recruitment. Education management, cluster-based schools, appointment of specialized quarters of education managers and school headmasters following transparent, objective, merit-based criteria. For this purpose and to meet this objective, Sindh government has kept funds for creation of 2,000 posts of headmasters, headmistresses during financial year 13-14. Public-private partnership in education, that is, strengthening the design and implementation of an accountability-based PPP initiative to cost-effectively deliver quality schooling to unserved rural communities. Mr. Speaker, establishment of 23 comprehensive schools in Sindh establishment and promotion of engineering college at Larkana and Khairpur, establishment of law colleges at Hala, Dadu and Liari, establishment of Girls Cadet College at Shaheed Benazirabad, Larkano, and Girls School, Degree College, now Gero, establishment of Cadet College, Dadu, Mithi and Khairpur. These are some of the measures, Mr. Speaker, we want to take during next year, 1913 and 14. Mr. Speaker, in recent years, health services have improved in the province. The People Primary Health Initiative is a success story. On curative side, 1137 rural health centers are being managed by PPHI. Over 1500 doctors and 2500 paramedic staff is working dedicatedly under the umbrella of PPHI. But there is a lot to be done. The government is annually spending rupees 22 billion in primary, secondary and tertiary care services, along with a specific focus on following preventive programs. Expanded program of immunization, malaria and dengue control program, hepatitis prevention and control program, enhanced HIV AIDS control program, prevention and control of blindness, bronchial tuberculosis control program, basic development needs program, control and prevention of infectious diseases in Sindh. Mr. Speaker, let me put this before this House that during the current financial year 12-13, the ADP allocation of health was revised and increased from 11 billion to rupees 13.56 billion, which reflects the government's unwavering commitment and concern for the sector. Next year ADP of health is pitched at rupees 17 billion next year as against 13 billion this year. That is increase of 54% over the allocation made during current financial year. We are allocating rupees 500 million for developing a health management information system in the next ADP that will enable us to prepare universal data of the patients. Mr. Speaker, that is very important. That will enable us to prepare universal data of the patients containing history of their diseases and treatments. It will also make it possible to track all the medicines and other services provided to patients and thereby check pilferage in the system. We have witnessed outbreaks of various preventable diseases like measles this year. This puts us some question marks over efficacy of vaccine being administered to our children, particularly in the context of their proper storage during long power outages. In order to ensure quality of vaccines, we are introducing a major scheme to install solar energy power system at vaccine storage points all over Sindh. An amount of rupees 500 million has been earmarked for this scheme during first year of its implementation. Other major initiatives planned for next financial year 13-14 includes establishment of 1.80 billion Shahid Benazir Bhutto Accident Emergency Ancillary Services Complex at Civil Hospital, Karachi. Rupees 1.65 billion pilot project for mobile 12-bedded health units. Improvement of Children Hospital in Karachi. Rupees 200 million for provision of allied facilities for Jacobabad Institute of Medical Sciences, and rupees 500 million upgradation of THQ hospitals to the level of DHQ hospitals. Rupees 900 million expansion and improvement of DHQ hospitals at Badin, Shikarpur, Khairpur and Mithi. Rupees 1 billion of prevention and control of hepatitis in Sindh. Establishment and improvement of medical colleges at Hyderabad, Karachi, at Khairpur. Improvement of Children Hospital in Karachi. Establishment of Children Hospital in Sakkar. Now, sir, the other important sector, of course, is energy. Mr. Speaker, power is the main driving force of our socio-economic development and poverty reduction efforts. It is a barometer of our progress and propeller that ensures our smooth economic takeoff. We have attached highest priority to power and energy sector in our election manifesto. We are thankful of Almighty Allah for He has granted us abundant natural resources to propel ourselves to the heights of prosperity. Thar coal is indeed a gift from Allah to people of Pakistan. Thar coal can meet all our energy needs and resources to propel ourselves to the heights of prosperity. Thar coal is indeed a gift from Allah to people of Pakistan. Thar coal can meet all our energy needs and provide a platform for sustainable growth. Development of thar coal fields is aimed to provide energy security by curtailing reliance on imported fuels, rebalance the energy portfolio where higher cost fuels are being used to generate power and provide low cost electricity to the nation and to propel Pakistan's economic development. At present, 3 major projects of 2,400 megawatt capacity are underway and targeted to be completed by 2017-18. That is, inshallah, within our tenure, we will complete these projects. The government of Sindh plans to spend rupees 32 billion for infrastructure projects, including roads, water supply, wastewater disposal, Thar airport, and reverse osmosis plant for Thar region. Government of Sindh earmarked rupees 10 billion during financial year 12-13 and has proposed rupees 12 billion for the next financial year 13-14 for this purpose. The JV project Sindh Angro Coal Mining Company is proceeding ahead and major bottlenecks are being removed. Federal government, that means the last federal government, federal government has agreed to give sovereign guarantee for the project, which will facilitate in achieving financial close. The groundbreaking of the project is expected in January 2014. I want to emphasize here that third coal is the most viable solution to the energy problems of our country. Even recently, Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister of Pakistan stated that charcoal is very important for energy purpose. We are trying to make it happen through most determined efforts, and we expect similar results from federal government as well. Mr. Speaker, I feel great pride and joy to inform that 5,180 villages of Sindh have been electrified during current financial year through an allocation of 1.5 billion. Again, an allocation of rupees 1 billion has been kept for next financial year for village electrification. Mr. Speaker, there has been a major breakthrough in the wind power projects during current financial year when Messrs. Fauji Fertilizer started its 50 megawatt wind-based power generation project. A Turkish company, Messrs. Rolu, has also started 50 megawatt generation. With the successful completion of these projects, we expect that more investment will flow into wind energy sector. There are projects with installed capacity of 2,000 megawatts in the pipeline. The current energy crisis is adversely affecting not only the economic growth of the country, but also the quality of life of the citizens of Pakistan. The government of Sindh is determined to play its due role in resolution of these crises. We have come up with innovative projects in public-private partnership mode on generation side on one hand, and have made our best endeavors to resolve our payment issues with distribution of companies on the other side. The major problems we are facing in solution of our dispute with distribution companies is exaggerated billing by them. We are more willing to pay all our dues if we are billed correctly, and issues such as defective meters and unmetered connections are resolved. Our willingness to pay legitimate dues can be gauged from the fact that Government of Sindh paid a substantial amount of rupees 14 billion to distribution companies operating in Sindh during current financial year on account of current dues and reconcile past arrears. We are making an allocation of rupees 11 billion in this budget for payment of electricity bills. This allocation will be good enough to take care of all legitimate billing. We do not welcome the idea presented by the federal government that the Office of Federal Adjuster will be used to make at source deduction of outstanding provincial government dues. That will be unfair, sir. Without hearing us, if the adjuster is appointed and he announces that we have to pay so much dues, that will be unfair. We have to talk to them. A committee was formed by last federal government, and there were two ministers from federal government side and financial minister from Sindh government side. They had to resolve this issue, but unfortunately they could not. The two ministers were expected to come here and have discussions with us and solve this problem. So this problem can be solved through dialogue, discussion, and not through adjuster, sir. That will be unfair to people of Sindh. Mr. Speaker, the federal adjuster Office has no mandate to deduct disputed amounts. Any act of at source deduction of highly exaggerated claims of disclosed by the federal adjuster will be illegal. Sindh is a land of abundant God-gifted resources. It produces around 72% of total gas production of Pakistan. However, it only consumes 40% of the total gas distribution. Ours is the major contribution towards country's energy basket, which generates substantial economic opportunities and creates thousands of jobs in other provinces of Pakistan. While Sindh will continue to make this contribution to the country and other provinces, we expect preferential gas supply to the industrial and domestic consumers of Sindh. In accordance with Article 158 of the Constitution, we are also hopeful that power projects initiated by Government of Sindh in collaboration with private sector, especially Tharkol, will also be given due priority and support by this federal government, which will be critical for resolution of the energy crisis of the country. The other important sector, Mr. Speaker, of the economy is agriculture. Sindh is agro-based province, and therefore agriculture has been the mainstay of our economy, with over, I would say, more than 60% of our population driving their sustenance from it. It contributes to 23% of the GDP. Sindh province contribution in rice production is 32%, 24% is in sugarcane, 21% in cotton, and 12% in wheat. These remarkable milestones could not have been possible without the energetic contribution of our dedicated farmers and the guidance from our leader, President Asfali Zardari, in adopting the right policies in this sector. I salute them for their all-out efforts. As a result of elected government's concern for agriculture sector, discernible in the form of accelerated farm mechanization activities such as provision of agriculture implement, subsidy on farm tractors, precision land labeling equipment, provision of seed and fertilizer, installation of tube wells on subsidy, developing agricultural land through bulldozer, and preventive pre-harvest measures carried out by the Agriculture Department. And therefore, production of cotton and sugarcane has risen by 44.25% and 48% respectively. The total budget allocation for agriculture in year 12-13 was rupees 9.71 billion, out of which rupees 5.45 billion were allocated for development. Sir, our performance can be gauged on the basis of assistance for procurement of 9,000 tractors provided to the farmers with subsidy. 24 new bulldozers have been procured. Wheat variety, that is Benazir 2012, having potential yield of 87 months per acre, has been introduced for general cultivation in Sindh. For promotion of mechanized farming, subsidy was provided to 14,076 farmers for tractors. 986 wheat and paddy threshers have been provided to farmers on 50% subsidized rate. 1,762 tube wells have been installed on 50% subsidized cost on farmers' fields. 5,268 water courses have been improved on water management projects. Sprinkler system have been installed on 2,590 acres. 80% cost is borne by the government and 20% by the farmers. Drip irrigation system on 1,025 acres and rain guns on 2,296 acres have been installed by providing 80% subsidy. 4,116 jobless youth were trained in different fields of agriculture through Benazir Bhutto Shahid Youth Development Program. For the next financial year 13-14, the ADP of agriculture has been increased to rupees 6.16 billion. The optimum use of water is essential for the development of an agro-based economy. If this precious natural resource is not utilized efficiently, the entire discussion on development paradigm becomes largely irrelevant. Our initiatives to carry out mega projects for flood control, irrigation, curbing river erosion, protection against salinity and waterlogging and installation of tube wells or paradigm becomes largely irrelevant. Our initiatives to carry out mega projects for flood control, irrigation, curbing river erosion, protection against salinity and waterlogging and installation of tube wells are essentially in line with our unwavering commitment to improve the avenues of effective water utilization for greener and prosperous Sindh. Mr. Speaker, during the year 12-13, rupees 5.62 billion have been allocated for 76 ongoing schemes, including WSIP and reconstruction project to Bunds Canal, Sindh share and rupees 2.37 billion for 87 new schemes for underwater and drainage sector. Out of 163 schemes, 33 schemes are likely to be completed shortly. Sindh government is also executing a massive development program funded by federal government on 4 mega projects. Revamping and rehabilitation of irrigation and drainage system in Sindh, extension of right bank outfall drain from Severn to sea, lining of distributaries and miners, construction of small storage dams in Sindh. Under ADP 13-14, rupees 12 billion has been proposed under water and drainage sector, which includes schemes such as construction of water carrier from LBOD spinal drain to Nabisar, Sindh flood emergency reconstruction project for bunds and canals, Sindh water sector improvement project, rehabilitation of LBOD and Kotri drainage network system, including activation of Dhoras. So these efforts are, Mr. Speaker, to safeguard ourselves against the heavy rains which are expected, against the possible floods that are expected. So we have taken these measures. under disaster management also. Out of 213 ongoing schemes in this sector, 75 are expected to be completed by June 2014. With our relentless efforts, we have been successful in bringing about marked improvement in irrigation sector. We have never lost sight of the fact that water is our precious resource, and accordingly it has been assigned its due significance by means of water planning and devising a scheme which may ensure full utilization of this natural wealth. Livestock sector. Fully realizing the importance of livestock sector in the economic section of the province, the ADP for next financial year is fixed at rupees 2.43 billion. A crucial milestone by the livestock sector has been the establishment of middle dairy mileage and meat processing zones at Bhambor, over 1,300 acres with a total cost of 2.80 billion. The project aims at the development of a modern, self-sufficient dairy and meat processing facility, targeting the local as well as international markets. The project has been provided current year allocation and its activities are underway. To improve the quality of our livestock and to enhance productivity, we have established Said Benazir Bhutto University of Veterinary and Animal Sciences at Larkano. An amount of rupees 75 million has been provided for establishment of the institution. A new scheme was launched for the establishment of cattle colonies. With district and private participation phase 1, this scheme is being implemented in 3 districts, namely Tharparkar, Umarkot, Khairpur, with a cost of rupees 1,441 million. During the next ADP 13-14, rupees 533 million has been allocated. Fisheries sector. Equally important is the role of fisheries sector in the economy and uplift of the province. The government has allocated rupees 444 million for the development of fisheries sector for the year 13-14. Considering the importance of fish export for a robust and thriving economy, an exclusive initiative has been taken to set up Karachi Fish Harbour to meet the global standards of fish processing in order to export them across the world. The revival of fishing industries has also been launched with a total cost of rupees 868 million for 5 years, that is 11-12 to 15-16. Now, sir, local government. Mr. Speaker, Sindh government believes in instituting of an effective and efficient system of local government. I can safely say that with continuity of sincere effort, our cities will rank amongst the best in the world. We are determined to make the local governments financially independent and viable. The transfers to local governments are pitched at rupees 39.30 billion for year 13 and 14. 39 billion. Budget allocation has been kept at special packages for improvement of major cities in Sindh. Rupees 4 billion are being kept for the district headquarters cities all across Sindh. Public health engineering. It is the duty of this government to extend essential amenities to life to all areas of Sindh. Water supply and proper drainage being benchmark indicators of quality of life are on high priority of Sindh government. An allocation of rupees 3 billion has been made for water supply and drainage in different parts of Sindh. Out of this, 2 billion will be spent on operationalization of the dysfunctional 12,000 schemes through outsourcing of operations. Under special initiative department, 4 major schemes for establishment of drinking water hubs, 2,500 units across Sindh has been launched with a cost of rupees 14,017 million during the next 13-14 year, and rupees 6,176 million has been allocated for this scheme, that is for water hubs. Roads and highways. Mr. Speaker, Sindh government realizes the importance of development of communication means for vibrant economic activity. In the current financial year, an amount of rupees 15.55 billion was earmarked for development of road network in Sindh. 1,067 kilometer new roads have been included in the network, and 474 kilometers existing roads have been improved. In continuation of our policies for the next financial year, an amount of rupees 16.80 billion has been kept for development of road network. By end of next financial year, Mr. Speaker, 1,000 kilometer new road will be added to existing network. Also, 450 kilometers will be improved during next financial year. Rural road construction project. 500 kilometer rural roads are being constructed in assistance from Japan. International Cooperation Agency. The cost of the project is rupees 8.8 billion. Work is being carried out on 440 kilometers of road, out of which 300 kilometers will be completed shortly. Mega development scheme for Karachi. Mr. Speaker, we fully recognize the needs of improved traffic arrangement in Karachi. An improved and efficient transport system will increase the efficiency of Karachi as the economic backbone of Pakistan, as it will increase in work hours and will enhance productivity. The project of revival of Karachi Circular Railway for Karachi with the assistance of Japan International Cooperative Agency will enter into implementation during the year 13-14. This is one of the mega projects which was lying in place. The Karachi Circular Railway will have a dual track of 41.12 kilometers with 24 stations at an average distance of 1.5 kilometers. The estimated cost of the project is US dollars 2.6 billion. The negotiations with JICA are almost finalized, and we are at the stage of signing loan agreement. The other important project for Karachi is S3 sewerage system. Is one of the major projects for Karachi, having a cost of 7,982 million, out of which federal government has to contribute 3,991 billion. So far, federal government has released only rupees 789 million for this project, and government of Sindh has contributed and released rupees 800 million. Rupees 1,040 million have been allocated in the ADP 13 and 14. The treated sewerage disposal through this project will have immense environmental and health related benefits. आप नहीं खुश हो इस तरफ? ये जो अहम 3 प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं जो हम लॉन्च कर रहे हैं, ये वर्षों से पड़े हुए हैं. Sir, the another mega project is K4. It has been approved by the ECNIC at a cost of rupees 25.552 billion. K4 is a water sector. Water, there is shortage of water. My friend just now was, you see, complaining water shortage, isn't it? Sir, rupees 25 billion with 50% share of government of Sindh. Rupees 1,000 million has been allocated for this project in ADP 13-14. Through this project, 260 megawatt million gallons additional water will be supplied to the residents of Karachi. This project will be a major step in meeting the ever-growing requirements of water for Karachi. अब ये मुकर्रमा वगैरह भी पढ़ना है क्या? Mr. Speaker, Modarba and Insurance Leasing Company. The establishment of Sindh Bank has been a major achievement of this government. To further endorse upon our success, Government of Sindh plans to establish Modarba Leasing and Insurance Companies. We have kept rupees 200 million for next financial year 13-14 for the same purpose. The initiative will provide innovative and competitive financial products like Ijara, Morabah, Musharka and other Islamic financial products, along with creation of job opportunities. Insurance coverage in our country is very low. Realizing this gap, we intend to establish an insurance company which will provide much needed financial cover to middle and low income groups at a competitive rate. Similarly, availability of affordable capital is essential for asset creation. Therefore, leasing company is also part of this plan. Cheap capital will be ensured through this facility, which will be extended to urban and rural areas, especially where traditional mode of finance is not available. Now, sir, public-private partnership. Mr. Speaker, the public-private partnership initiative in the world has been taken up to bring in private finance in the provision of public sector infrastructure development. And this is considered as the most effective mode of accelerating infrastructure development. Sindh, under the able guidance of President of Pakistan, Asif Ali Zardari, embarked upon the PPP framework in the year 2008-2009 and was able to develop first ever PPP project, namely Hyderabad-Meerut Road. It can be compared to motorway of Pindi, Islamabad to Lahore. It is not less than in quality than motorway. It is with the help of foreign investment and commercial lending in this connection. After the successful launch of Hyderabad-Meerut Road, Government of Sindh has also launched Zirk Mulakatia Bridge and road project which is at the construction stage, while two energy projects at Nooriabad for 60 megawatt each are at the advanced stage of signing of project agreement. For the next year, Karachi-Thatta dual carriageway, Hyderabad-Chandu Maman Khan dual carriageway and food silo projects will be offered to private partners through a competitive process. Sir, we have also taken a bus rapid transit project for Karachi. Under PPP mode, which will be offered to investors solicitation during next financial year. Sir, economic reforms, public expenditure and financial accountability. PFA. Mr. Speaker, the public expenditure and financial accountability assessment of Government of Sindh was lastly conducted in 2008 and 9, jointly by the Government of Sindh and development partners, that is World Bank, Asian Development Bank, European Union and UK's Department of International Development. The same is being updated this year with the assistance of development partners through a grant of 15 million euros from the European Union. The PFA will help in identifying the weak areas of public expenditure and help in prioritization reforms for better fiscal management and enforce financial accountability. Now, implementation of medium-term budgetary framework. Mr. Speaker, Government of Sindh has remained engaged in multiple fiscal and budgetary reforms since last few years. One of the important reforms in the budgeting based on medium-term budgetary framework, MTBF, is a multi-year approach to budgeting which links the spending plans of government to its policy objectives, ensuring that all spending by the department is used efficiently in pursuit of a defined strategy. It makes the budget process more transparent and efficient. Now, sir, there are some fiscal measures for the year 2013 and 14. Mr. Speaker, the tax-based sales tax is insufficient and limited to a few service items, and at the existing tax base, it is not possible to achieve the desirable tax to GDP ratio in this sector. With a view to supplement the national effort for achieving the NFC desired tax to GDP ratio of 15% by the terminal year 14-15, and also for equitable taxing the service sectors in Sindh economy, the provincial tax administrations need to be reformed and the tax base needs to be appropriately expanded. With this end in view, the government proposes that the excessive tax anomalies and inequities be removed, the existing exemptions be reviewed, and few more items in the services sector be brought in the tax need without increasing tax rate, and therefore I propose the following measures. Number one, sir, with great pleasure I announce that Sindh will not increase the existing standard rate. Government of Pakistan has increased 1%, but Sindh will not increase the existing rate of 16%. This will not only contain inflation, but also shall not burden the consumers with extra tax or increased prices. Although our net receipts will decrease because of the input tax by the Federation at 17%, this loss of revenue shall be sustained in order to provide relief to the ordinary consumers of Sindh sales tax services. Now, sir, the third is the services of advertising agents, security agencies, and community. Fourth is brokers, marriage halls and lawns, event management and public bonded warehouses are proposed to be levied. The services of security agencies will be taxed at 10% instead of the standard rate of 16%. At 10% as against 16%, Mr. Speaker. Small marriage halls and lawns located on plots of 800 square yards or less shall remain exempted. Number 5. Some of the services provided under contracts or agreements are proposed to be specified as being liable to sales tax, with a view to removing doubts, disputes and confusion about their tax status in view of the fact that tax is already levied on the services of contractual execution of work. These services are specified in the amending provisions of the bill in relation to the second schedule to the Sindh Sales Tax on Services Act 2011. Number 7. Exemption on internet and broadband services are proposed to be withdrawn. However, internet services of up to rupees 1,500 per month shall remain exempted for the benefit of students and households. Certain new services like beauty parlors exceeding annual turnover of up to 3.6 billion, 3.6 million 30 लाख से ऊपर टैक्स लगेगा. And race clubs are proposed to be brought in the tax net. The beautician service will be taxed at the reduced rate of 10%. Number 11. The base tax of 7.5% is proposed to be withdrawn Hotels will continue to pay only the Sindh sale tax on their services. Number 12. The offer of the Sindh chapter of the Construction Association of Pakistan to pay Sindh sales tax at a reduced rate of 4% without any input tax adjustment is proposed to be accepted. Whatever they have offered, we have accepted. Number 12. On the pattern of the exemption from tax on the bank services of utility bills collection, the similar services by Nadra Technology Limited are also proposed to be exempted. 14. Certain legislative arrangements have been proposed with a view to providing specific clarity and unambiguity in law. Mr. Speaker, the special development and maintenance of infrastructure is being levied for the purpose of meeting the cost of wear and tear on the infrastructure due to heavy traffic of the goods entering the province by air or sea, or for providing security. It is proposed to enhance the rate of cess from 0.80% to 0.85% and to 0.90% to 0.95% on various slabs of the imports to facilitate additional funds to the government for meeting the cost of maintenance of infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, it is further proposed to increase the property tax from 20% to 25% on annual rental value of buildings and land, and increase in license of trade and import of potable liquor and retail of liquor licenses from 6 lakhs to 8 lakhs, 6 lakhs to 8 lakhs, and from 3 lakh 50,000 to 5 lakh respectively. शराब पर टैक्स तो लगना चाहिए, इसको तो कोई एतराज नहीं करेगा. Mr. Speaker, I would like to thank you for according me this opportunity to present this first budget of this re-elected government. We make a commitment to serve the people of Sindh with new resolve and energy. We will make every attempt to justify the confidence of people of Sindh which have shown in us, who have shown in us. I would also like to appreciate officers and the staff of Finance Department who have worked with dedication and untiring commitment to complete this exercise in a befitting manner. I would also like to extend my appreciation for the effort put in by Planning and Development Department for completion of this huge task within a shortest possible time frame. In the end, I will take this opportunity to remind all public servants of Sindh that Allah Almighty has bestowed upon us a great responsibility. We all must serve this province and motherland with complete devotion, honesty and dedication. I hope that with sincere efforts of government, the coming year will unlock the path to opportunity and prosperity. I pray to Almighty Allah to give us a strength to serve the people of Sindh and country. Ameen. Thank you very much, Pakistan.
Chief Minister Sindh may please make the motion regarding introduction of Sindh Finance Bill 2013. बाद में बात कर लेते हैं. I had already asked the Honorable Chief Minister. I have taken notice on this. I have taken notice on this. I'll take it up with the Finance Department.
आपको पहुंचा देंगे जी।
I have taken notice on this. मैंने नोटिस ले लिया है. I will.
पहुंचा छड़ियो ना।
जी
ये जनाब सर लेट मी एक्सप्लेन।
ऑनरेबल चीफ
मेरी
मिनिस्टर
गुजारिश ये है कि देखें,
जवाब दे रहे हैं.
मेरी गुजारिश ये है कि सर हमें बहुत शॉर्ट टाइम मिला, इसी महीने में समझिए हमने टेक ओवर किया है और 14 या 15 दिन में बजट बनाना, फिर बजट बुक्स तैयार कराना, ये एक अपहिल टास्क थी। अभी आपको यहाँ से निकलने से पहले आपको सारे बजट बुक्स मिल जाएंगे ताकि आप 2 दिन जो
आपने जो कहा है
अभी तो आप बात नहीं कर रहे हैं ना जनाब, अभी बात नहीं कर रहे हैं।
सर वो कह रहे हैं कि हमें उर्दू में और सिंधी में इसका ट्रांसलेशन नहीं मिला. दिस इज व्हाट दे आर आस्किंग एंड आई एम श्योर द फाइनेंस डिपार्टमेंट विल प्रोवाइड.
सर उर्दू में भी है।
ओके मिनिस्टर साहब कह रहे हैं कि वो आपको प्रोवाइड करेंगे उर्दू में और